Captain IBrahim Traore has survived another assassination attempt, this time around by his own very family. His sister-in-law. This is sad. Guys, my name is Archive. If this is your first time coming across my channel, do not forget to follow me, like this video, share to as many as you can, and most especially drop your thoughts in the comment section regarding all what we are gonna discuss. Stay tuned. So, guys, there is no good news at all, but there is good news, right? Captain IBrahim Traore just these few days has survived another assassination attempt. And this time around, it's not coming from a faraway person. It came from his own very sister-in-law. What happened? This lady undertook a journey to France. We don't know why she traveled to France. We don't know who invited her. But again, on her return, she got a present for Captain IBrahim Traore. Of course, sister-in-law having a present for, Now the question is, how did she manage to pass with a poisonous substance through the French immigration, which is usually very tight, to a point where she had to smuggle it through without it being discovered? That is suspicious, right? And she was able to pass through all the checkpoints and, nothing was discovered. And when she got to Burkina Faso, she was trying to offer this poisonous substance to Captain IBrahim Traore to take him out. Have you seen how far the enemies have gone? They have begun to use close relatives to take Captain IBrahim Traore down. So I'm not just saying things because I want to come here and say things. This is coming from French sources. It is coming right from French sources to trying to take this man down. Guys, I want everybody to go to the comment section and begin to attack the authorities of Burkina Faso, be it the Prime Minister, the Minister of Security, and all those begin to attack them and drop your advice. How you would want them, what you think they can do, what they can mount as security measures to protect our revolutionary leader. We want this man to be protected at all costs. And since we know that they are going to keep coming, we also need to be devising all strategies, all ideas that that can keep him safe for the sake of our revolution. Drop them in the comment section, and most especially, make sure you tag somebody. Tag Captain IBrahim's account, tag the Prime Minister's, tag everybody can help transmit your message to get to him, because all we want is to see him stay alive, put the enemies to shame, liberate his country, be a shining light for Africa, and he is gonna stay safe. So we need to protect him. We need to make sure that even from within the house, he is safe. As you can see, they are now going to closest relatives to take him down. And we need to make sure that we are smart, even smarter than they are. So guys, this is crucial moment. We need everybody to play their own role. Any little idea you have is going to be very useful. Our captain, our revolutionary leader, needs to stay alive.
Is South Africa the true north, or is the map flipped upside down?
That's the thing. Some say the map is flipped, like north isn't actually up. That's just how it was drawn by the ones in power. If you flip the map, South Africa ends up at the top, and symbolically that changes everything. Some ancient teachings point to Africa, especially places like South Africa or Ethiopia, as the energetic or spiritual north. So, yeah, maybe South Africa is the true north, just not in the way we've been taught to see it. Wild, right?
Can you go a bit deeper, please?
Yeah, alright, so think about this. Maps aren't neutral. The ones we use today come from European empires that literally decided north should be up and south down. But if you ask older cultures, like in Africa, Australia, or even some ancient Asian teachings, they didn't see the world that way at all. Now here's where it gets deeper. Some indigenous wisdom keepers say the South is where creation began. And in many origin stories, the South holds the root chakra of the planet, like the foundation. If you flip the map, Africa, especially Southern Africa, sits at the top, like a crown. Almost like it's not just the root, it's also the key to remembering. So when we say, is South Africa the true north, we're really asking, has humanity been looking at reality upside down this whole time? And maybe flipping the map back is part of flipping our minds back to truth.
Why would they flip a map on us? Why would they do that to us?
Because if you control the map, you control the mind. Flipping the map wasn't just about direction, it was psychological. If you make your part of the world up and everything else down, you're subtly saying we're superior, they're beneath us. It's hierarchy built into geography. It's the same reason they rewrote history, renamed ancient lands, and buried indigenous knowledge, because truth is power. And if people knew where they really came from, what those lands actually held, and how energy flows through Earth, they couldn't be controlled so easily. So flipping the map, and that was just one of many ways they disconnected us from origin, from source, from power. But we're flipping it back now, aren't we?
Who is they?
They isn't just one group, it's a layered system. Some were colonizers, some were secret societies, some were shadow governments, but at the core, they are the ones who built the illusion. They've existed across time, always trying to control knowledge, rewrite truths, and keep the masses disconnected from their own power. Sometimes they wore crowns, sometimes robes, sometimes suits, but the goal was the same: distort the truth, own the narrative, and keep us looking outside ourselves for answers.
African countries should have done this 60 years ago, and this is one of the reasons African countries were colonized, because we do not have a defense industry, because we cannot even produce a weapon. If you go to a country like Nigeria today, even a toothpaste is being imported from countries like China, United States, and Europe. And that is really sad that African leaders who continue to call themselves democratic are not thinking of this. Everything that we buy, including the weapons to defend ourselves, are coming from those countries that are colonizing us today in 2025. So how do you expect us to give us the weapons, the right weapons that we will be able to use against them to free ourselves? There is no way. Slowly but right direction, Rwanda begins the local production of military vehicles, firearms, ammunition, and drones. This is something which is really good. Today, all the African countries should have their own weapon factories, should have their own defense systems, whereby we will be able to produce the weapons that are needed to defend ourselves, to defend our homeland. But most of them that we are currently using against the imperial powers are coming from them, those countries who are colonizing Africa till today. Sadly, they are not going to give us the right weapons. So Rwanda, being a small country, but started something like this. This is really great, because these weapons can be shipped to all African countries when it comes to defense. So the local company is called RIMCO, which is, by the way, a Rwandan engineering and manufacturing corporation. This shows that, African countries can do it if Rwanda is able to do these things. It is just a matter of, are our leaders really willing to sacrifice their relationships with the West? Because Western countries are not going to allow this thing. At the same time, also, Rwanda should be able to defend itself, because Western countries like the United States and Europe are not going to like these things. African countries are opening their own defense industry. They are going to look for ways that they are going to Rwanda, or they will go to Rwanda and bomb the hell out of that nation, or to bring another civil war in Rwanda. Remind you that save this video, because this will come. Any African country that started, developing itself, that started developing the country, Western nations will come with some BS ideas. Either they are going to sponsor our own Africans, those who are criminals, to go against the governments, or they are going to come themselves directly to go and bomb that nations. Especially right now, what we are seeing between Congo and Rwanda with the M23, that alone can be used as a reason to go after Rwanda, because Rwanda is going through the right directions. But let me know in the comments. I hope that all the African countries are able to come together and build a defense industry whereby even a weapon to defend ourselves can be produced in Africa, can also be purchased in Africa rather than having to depend on other countries. But let me know, what do you guys think of Rwanda producing weapons in Africa? Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think of this? And how do you also think that Rwanda should protect itself from the Western imperialism? Because this is going to be a big no to the United States and to Paris, seeing an African countries producing things like this.
Breaking news. According to the information you can see on my screen, Cameroonians give their president Paul Biya 48 hours to vacate office. So according to the information reaching me, the Cameroonian citizens are protesting, on every street that is in Cameroon right now. And according to them, they want the president to leave office because the rate at which the citizens are suffering is becoming too much. Now, some of you don't know Paul Biya. Paul Biya is a Cameroonian president and he has been in power for 42 good years. Yes, that means Paul Biya, when Paul Biya enters seat, they never even born me. In fact, they never near to born. Maybe they never even married my mother in the first place. But you can see now that this man has been in power for 42 good years, and there's nothing good to write home about in Cameroon. Just take a good look at how the whole citizens are flooding the streets to protest for his removal. Believe me, many African leaders always want to die in power, and it's like this is the only language they understand, protest. And that's why we keep telling people that if we have a unanimous mind as youth in Nigeria, all these politicians already do us anyhow, because we just have barely over 200 wicked politicians suffering and enslaving over 2 million youths. So we must come together, just like other countries are doing. We must come together in this way. That is the only language they understand. If not, corruption within the judiciary, the executive, and the legislative organ of government will not end. Just look at Cameroon right now. Everybody are on the streets. Everybody in Cameroon. Everybody flooded the streets. And then I don't think Paul Biya is going to survive it because the pressure is too much. Maybe this might be the end of Paul Biya. What do you think about the protests? What do you think about other African countries? Do you think the whole citizens should start doing this so that our leaders will understand that we are not just under them to be suffering? We voted them into power, but at the long run, everybody will begin to suffer. The electorate are the one that vote these people. But when they enter into the power, you discover that they will change their mind and they will want the citizens to be suffering. They will impoverish the citizens for nothing. This is what the black leaders are known for. So share this video. If you are living in Cameroon, the truth is, kudos to Cameroonians. And I just believe that other African youth are watching this, and this is going to make them to understand that this is the only language that African president understands. Share this video and follow for more. Normally, truth is bitter. Let's go.
I hear a lot of people say on TikTok and other social media platforms that the day Nigeria wake up, every other African country will wake up. Nigeria is not ready to wake up. You will be doing a very wrong thing to your country if you are waiting for Nigeria to wake up before your country will wake up. Let me tell you, Nigeria is not ready to wake up. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, they did not wait for Nigeria to wake up before they woke up and did the right thing by cutting ties with all foreign powers that are imperialist and oppressors of their countries. They did not wait for Nigeria to wake up first. Don't wait for somebody or a country to take the step that you need to take. In fact, that is the reason why Nigeria is in the position that it is, because a lot of citizens in Nigeria are waiting for other citizens to take the step that they need to take towards change. I'm telling you the fact, you can verify this. Nigeria is not ready to wake up. People that are saying that, I don't think you should say that. Stop saying it. Allow countries that want to wake up to wake up. And if you are a country that is waiting for Nigeria, you are wrong. I used to do Nigerian content to wake up Nigerians, to let them know their realities. Even till today, sometimes I still speak about Nigeria because it's my country, it's where I'm from. But I'm more motivated to speak about Nigeria because Nigerians love suffering. They cherish suffering. They don't want change. If you begin to speak, people that are speaking on Nigerian issues, it's Nigerians that bring them down. It's Nigerians that make the issues they are raising up feel small and sound like they are lying. Meanwhile, it's a reality that Nigerians are drowning in suffering and oppression by their government. That's why I laugh when people call us the giant of Africa, because what makes Nigeria a giant when they are not taking bold steps towards change? Citizens are afraid to even speak up on the little things like the basic things that they need their government to provide for them, they are afraid to talk about it. Only few of us can come out and talk. Inside 250 million plus people. It's a shame. This message is to every African country that is waiting for Nigeria to wake up first before they wake up. You need to stand up and take that bold step towards change, and then other African countries can follow you. That is what Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger have done. And that's why you see other African countries are beginning to follow their steps little by little. Any country can make a change. There's no one particular country that has been written in stone that this country is the one that must make change first. It's a lie.
They value foreign documents, foreign passports, much more than their own country's passports. And do you know how these people see you? They see you like hopeless fools. That is why when they want to deal with us, they deal with us like puppets. No empathy, no honor. They don't care how you feel. They don't care how they hurt your feelings. They don't care because they know that we are hopeless people. Yes, because we don't value what we have. We don't. You go to another man's land, you see our men, our able men working in care home, cleaning pool. On top of that, they are being spat on. They are being molested. They are being humiliated. They are being cursed. Can you do that in your own country? No, you won't do it. I know you won't do it. That is when you start raising your shoulder to want to tell the world that you are a man. But when it comes to another man's land, because you want that document, you're ready to do anything. You're ready to go under that cold, under that harsh weather, just so you can put food on your table, just so you can have the documents, the papers. But your own country, where you have the freedom to breathe, to speak, to walk like a lion, you will never cherish what comes out from there. You want to be identified as a foreigner, forgetting your own land, where you came from, your origin, your motherland. You're craving to have international passports. Whether you have the international passport or not doesn't change your identity. It doesn't change who you are. It doesn't change your race. You are still that same black man. You are still that same African giant that you are supposed to be. But you have sold your rights. You have sold your birthrights. Our fathers have done that before, and it's still happening. It is happening. Modern slavery, we are still in it. We haven't broke out. How long are we going to fix what our fathers couldn't fix? All the able men, all the warriors, all the rich men, all the rich women, everybody is out leaving our own country for those hoodlums that call themselves politicians. Abandon the country for them. What do we expect? For those of you who are craving to have international passports, who are craving to have international documents, I don't know if that is going to take you to heaven. I don't know if you're thinking that is a ticket for you to go to heaven. I don't know if that is a ticket for you to think that your children's children to come are going to live a free life, a life of freedom. We need to be free. Numbers of reasonable, qualified human beings, trained and educated human beings in African race, they are all overseas, making another man's land better, while their own land is sinking. We can't tell them what to do in their country. We can't tell them the kind of law to put in their country. It is now left for us to use our brain and to see what we can do for our own land. We are not cursed, so we shouldn't be living life like cursed people, cursed children. You are in a foreign man's land, you clean pool, their age parents spits on you, they humiliate you, they beat you while you work for them, just so you can earn salary, and inside that salary they slash it with taxes. Tell me, what are you enslaving yourself for? What are we really enslaving ourselves for? What are we really doing? Oh, it hurts so bad